Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, it was one of those things, like the pandemic had just started shoot, like 2 weeks prior, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they did one taping down in Jacksonville, and then they thought that like everything was going to be shut down. So um, they wanted to film like 4 or 5 weeks of TV, and they just didn't know where to do it. So they ended up doing it at QT Marshall School. The It was called the Power Factory back then. Now the Nightmare Factory, and yeah, we went there, and like you said, I do kind of think that in a way we saved uh, wrestling, because I
Yeah.
mean I mean it was hard to see any wrestling. I'm very grateful that I got to do that, because I know so many of my friends that didn't get to wrestle for however long they could in their specific state. But I pretty much never stopped wrestling. Obviously, I was wrestling a lot less. Everybody was wrestling a lot less, but at least I was getting to wrestle some. A lot of guys like didn't
Mm-hmm.
wrestle for like a year
Yeah.
plus, just because they were stuck at home. So I got to wrestle at least once every 2 weeks, which I was super grateful for. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a little summer camp thing, because we all were like, everybody was there every 2 weeks, because we would film 2 episodes in back to back, and then we would be home for 2 weeks and then go back. And it was just like the same group of people over and over and over again. We all got really close, and that's how I met a lot of guys that I'm really close with now that are in AEW and beyond. So yeah, really grateful I got to do all that. Yeah, I mean, so I actually started training at AR Fox's school
Oh,
in
Oh, he's
sweet.
awesome.
Atlanta, Georgia, the WWA 4. And so, I still love watching him wrestle to this day, but I actually started wrestling with him. So he was like he's the guy who taught me how to do a headlock takeover. So I attribute a lot of my career to him. Um, guys, obviously QT, because eventually I did start going to his school, and I think I really grew as a performer. I don't think I would be where I am right now. I don't think I would be, not to toot my own horn, but I don't think I would be as good as I am without QT. I feel like um,
Wow.
I'm pretty grateful that I got to kind of experience the best of both worlds when it comes to wrestling, because AR Fox and QT, they're two very, very different styles of wrestling.
For
So,
sure.
so I got to go to Fox's school and learn his style of wrestling, that Dragon Gate evolved style that he was
Mm-hmm.
doing at the time, and then go to QT's school and kind of incorporate the more TV style of wrestling.
Learned
And
how to smile. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, and he really taught me how to like slow down and just like and make every moment count, and make everything that you do look like it's the only thing that you're doing in the match, and just make it mean something. So yeah, I mean, like in AEW, there's so many guys backstage. Jerry Lynn is a guy I always like listening to him,
Legend.
pick his brain. He was definitely a guy I always like tried to get to watch my match, even if he wasn't the one agenting my match. I wanted to get his thoughts and get his opinions on it. He's one that comes to mind. But then the last few years, Alex Shelley actually is
Oh,
like a guy that I consider a mentor, and like a guy that kind of really. I mean, there's a bunch of guys on the indies right now that like he kind of took under his wing, and we all became like one of Shelley's kids, So he's for sure up there as far as like guys that really helped me and really mentored me,
Nice.
really advanced me along in my career.
hey, yo! After beating Chris Sabin, are you gonna be replacing Chris Sabin on the tag team there, or is that a possibility someday?
That'd be sick, man. I wish, man. That would be sick. I would love to be a machine gun. I think
Yeah.
I did the Motor City Machine Guns like classic tag move, the all like their little sequence that they do.
Yeah.
I did half of it with Shelly one time, so that was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I got